Hey guys, JasonLeeno here. We are on week 13, or should I actually say 4 weeks out from my meet. Meet's June 22nd, it's May 20th. So yeah, pretty much 4 weeks out. And you know what I'm going to be doing? Changing things up a bit. I know it's kind of stupid, but not really. So keep in mind, prior to this, my training was always 3 days a week whenever I could fit it in. Consistency was not really there for like actual day timing wise. Like I always trained, but never really there. Now with this being my basically my peak or my taper, however you want to refer to it, I'm going to dial everything in. So I'm going to be training no matter what, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to rotate my way through. So for example, this week is squat, bench, day off, deadlift, squat. Then the following week will be bench, deadlift, squat, bench. Make sense? Kind of keep doing that all the way through until the point where I basically have a mini deload before I go into my actual meet. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want to just willy-nilly jump into the peak at a higher percentile compared to my 1 rep max just because, well, to be completely honest, I'm pretty beaten up right now. Like that whole last deadlift session of the golf day, plus the concert, plus the deadlifts, it banged me up pretty good, not gonna lie. And so I want to make sure that I give myself enough bit of a leeway to kind of get a little bit of recovery in before I really start pushing no numbers. Because at the end of the day, no matter what, I'm going to compete. In pain or not in pain, it's going to happen. So I'm just trying my best to, like I said, get enough healing in, get enough mobility in, a little bit of at-home remedies to try to clear things up before I get onto the platform. So today, top set is going to be 310 for probably like 2 sets of 3, ideally. But we'll see how it has to go. But like I said, no matter what, I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I'm back with day 2 of my first week of this peak. And just a week recap, yesterday, it went probably as good as I could have hoped. Definitely was in pain, if you can't really tell from the squinting in my face. But I was still able to perform, which I'm super happy about. And even though it was not all that comfortable, I still felt like I had a decent amount of reps in the tank. So that makes me feel super happy because even though like physically it's not the best feeling, like when it comes to performing, I know I can push through it, and that is such a relief. At least for squats. Deadlift will be a different story. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But I'm not worried about that today because today is my bench day. So my top set is going to be 215 for 3 sets of 3 with a little bit of back off work. The reason why I'm doing 3 sets of 3 instead of the other 2 sets of 3 like I did with my squats is because, let's be real, I need to get used to handling heavy weight. When it came to my ANRAP at 230, I hit 3, which is pretty much par for the course. I've always been good for about 3. For how much work I put in, I honestly expected like 5. Now I could have just had an off day, or ultimately, it could just be the fact that I'm not the biggest bencher, so all my percentages are really, really low. So like, for example, like 70% is basically like 150, and 150 is not going to make me a 300-pound bencher. So I have to get used to handling heavy weight in my hands, especially if I want to have a comfortable bench on meet day. So that's why today is going to be 3 sets of 3, and on top of that I am going to do pause reps as well, probably a little bit longer than I'm going to have to do in competition, just to make sure I can keep the appropriate tension to have a strong bench for the day. this peak, nothing's gonna go wrong. Well, as usual, the only luck I have is bad luck. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I ended up getting a bit of a bronchial infection. So I've been sick. I haven't been training like I wanted to. Don't get me wrong. I'm still on my first week of the peak week, but it's not the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday kind of deal. I'm a day behind. To be completely honest, I'm not even in the best state right now, but this is probably the most functioning that I've been in the last few days. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to try to do my deadlifts today. I would like to do it for sets of 3. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get it for 1. We're going to play it by ear though. So today's top set's going to be 350. Wish me luck. Yeah, I think that too was good enough. It's weird though. It felt strong, but that second rep, I just didn't have the energy, which is so funny because like, I don't know if it's a really good warm-up or all the antibiotics I'm on, but that felt probably the best it's felt in a long time. Like I usually have a little bit of tenderness as mentioned. Man, I don't feel shit. Well, that was an interesting session. Yeah, so I may have blew some blood vessels in my nose. That's a new one for me, considering like I've repped out 330 before in the past. But yeah, I don't know what happens, probably honestly because I've been so congested this whole week and like the constantly blowing my nose. I just had some weak vessels, but yeah, that was a new one. Hopefully everything turns out okay though. I really hope I get through this little infection quick, because I will openly admit that recovery is at an all-time low right now. Everything hurts. Like my glute, it feels like it's in severe pain. My shoulders are in pain. Everything's in pain. Like I've done a couple of the vid tests and I keep coming up negative, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah, it's pretty in my chest deep with phlegm and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna take it easy, but yeah, wow, that's a new one. Hey, you might as well start the peak out right? First weekend, not too bad. Managed to hit all my numbers, but feel like garbage. Either way, thank you guys for sticking around. As always, do me that favor, go down below, drop me some comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and then maybe drop a prayer if you're into that. But after that, please just hit the like, share, and subscribe to spread that love, and I'll see you next time.